everybody. Good evening. It's such a pleasure to be here at Artsphere, and I'm glad so many of my wonderful friends could show up here and be a part of this evening. My name's Don Flemons. I go by the name The American Songster, and Songster plays a lot of different types of numbers, and this first one I'll play is one I've been playing for quite a few years. I picked this one up from the recordings of a great songster by the name of Papa Charlie Jackson, and this is a piece called Your Baby Ain't Sweet Like Mine. I'm gonna prove it to you.
Everybody talking about the sweetie nowadays. I got the one with the sweetest ways. Your baby may roll it jelly fine. Nobody's baby can roll it like mine. Your baby ain't sweet like mine. She bakes a jelly roll all the time. And when I'm feeling lonesome and blue, my baby knows just what to do. Yes, sir. She even called me honey. She even let me spend the money. Never has a baby put me out though. She even buys me all my clothes. I don't wanna brag, I wanna put you in line. Your baby ain't sweet like mine, oh no. Your baby ain't sweet like mine. Go ahead, folks, come say it. Yeah, that's all right. Your baby ain't sweet like mine. Bake a jelly roll all of the time. And when I'm feeling lonesome and blue, oh, my baby knows just what to do. Yes, sir. She even calls me honey. She even let me spend the money. Never has a baby put me out though. She even buy me every bit of my clothes. Now I don't wanna brag, I wanna put you in line. Your baby ain't sweet like mine, oh no. Your baby ain't sweet like mine, oh yes. Your baby ain't sweet like mine.
Well, thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. Now, for a lot of years I've played solo, and then I've played in ensembles like the Carolina Chocolate Drops. And that's how I started in the music profession, you know. And before then I was just listening to a lot of records and enjoying a lot of different types of numbers. And recently I put out a record called Prospect Hill, and a lot of the songs I'll be playing are ones that are featured on that particular record. You know, when I was deciding to do this most recent one, I just, instead of trying to figure out how to push myself to the absolute boundaries of psychology, which is what the music industry tells you to do, it's take your mind and keep pushing it farther and farther. And I decided to just kind of step back and go into some of the older styles that I'd picked up over the years in all my travels. And this next one here, I want to introduce the trio. Let me get the trio out here. Brian Farrow, Mike Johnson, you mind coming on out? These guys have been doing a wonderful job, playing some of the old songs with me. They got open hearts, and it's been really a joy to be able to play with these gentlemen here. Brian Farrow on the bass here, Mike Johnson on the drums. Now this first number we're going to do all together is an old country number here that I heard, and which I found out later is a song that was written by a Broadway songwriter, a fellow by the name of Frank Lossen, who wrote Guys and Dolls and How to Succeed in Business Without Even Trying. And then this particular song was a hit for Willie Nelson and Gentleman Jim Reeves. And then I heard this on an R. Hooley record of Blind James Campbell and his Nashville String Band, which was a group from East Nashville that busked on the streets and played washboard and some really funky music. And so with all that being said, we'll jump into this one here, which I won't tell you the title because the first line of the song is the title of the number. And it goes a little something like this. You boys ready?
Yes, sir.
All right.
Have I stayed away too long? Have I stayed away too long? Now if I came home tonight, would your little light be shining? Or if I stayed away too long? You know, love like a poor child gets grown. You know, love like a poor child you've grown. Now if I came home tonight, would you still be my darling? Or if I stayed away too long? Long distance out of town, called me to worry that maybe I don't wanna hurry back. Now I just stay out of town, worrying no more. I know you found someone else to make you care. Now all my dreams have gone wrong. My beautiful dreams have gone wrong. Now if I came home tonight, would you still be my darling? Or if I stayed away too long? Long distance out of town, called me to worry that, honey, I'm knocking at your door. Now I just stay out of town, worrying no more. I know you found someone else to make you care. Now all my dreams have gone wrong. My beautiful dreams have gone wrong. Now if I came home tonight, would you still be my darling? Or if I stayed away too long? Thank you so much, folks. Well, you know, even though I've interpreted songs for a lot of years, I decided to start putting some original material back into my sets again. And this is one here that I wrote about a beautiful woman I met several summers ago. Unfortunately, she was not there for the fall. But we'll sing a little song about her anyway. This is one here called San Francisco Baby. Oh, that's all right. That's all right. You know, Brian actually breaks this bass in half every night, and then puts it back together for every show. I mean, and that's the truth, you know.
It's true.
Yeah, how you doing? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Brian Farrow, ladies and gentlemen. Really is fantastic, I tell you. Oh, boy. But nevertheless, San Francisco Baby. We just have too much fun with it up here, man.
Sweet San Francisco baby, honey, I don't care. San Francisco woman, I begin to see you everywhere. Now I was walking down the street, I sort of caught your eye. Fool on me, it's someone else in disguise. Walking through the park, I thought I saw your smile. Fool on me, this feeling's mighty vile. But sweet San Francisco baby, we met on a summer spree. San Francisco woman, oh yes I do decree. Now I was walking down Lombard Crooked Mile. Try as I might, I couldn't crack a smile. I threw up my hands and I left it to fate. You brought me sweet youth, I knocked the Golden Gate. But sweet San Francisco baby, what else you got to say? San Francisco woman, don't leave me here by the bay. 'Cause you's 3 times 10, so I know you're ready to go. Let's jump in the wagon, go down to Mexico. We bump our heads and it'll make us laugh, and then we'll wipe the whole town for $1.50. The sweet San Francisco baby, oh, San Francisco babe, I mean San Francisco babe. Ski, scott, scootaloo-doo, scootaloo-dee-ba-dee. Squeak, squat, scootaloo-doo, scootaloo-ba-dee-ba-dee. Scop-a-diddle-o, skip-op-a-diddle-o, skip-op-a-bip-o-bo-ba-dee-ba-dee-da-da-da, skip-op-dee-da-da-da, skip-op-a-dee-da-da-da, skip-op-a-bee-dee-do-bo-bro. San Francisco baby, oh, San Francisco babe, I mean San Francisco babe. Sweet San Francisco baby, we met on a summer spree. San Francisco woman, oh yes, I do decree. Now I was walking down Lombard, a crooked mile. Try as I might, I couldn't crack a smile. I threw up my hands and I left it to fate. She brought me sweet you, shine like the Golden Gate. But sweet San Francisco baby, what else you got to say? San Francisco woman, don't leave me here by the bay. 'Cause you's 3 times 10, so I know you're ready to go. Let's jump in the wagon, go down to Mexico. We bump our heads and it'll make us laugh, and then we'll wipe the whole town for $1.50. The sweet San Francisco baby, oh, San Francisco babe, I mean San Francisco babe, oh yes. San Francisco babe, I mean San Francisco babe.
Thank you so much, folks. Now, I'm going to pull out one of the unique folk instruments I've picked up over the past several years. Now, in my travels, I've found that there are a lot of unique parts of American vernacular music that a lot of us either haven't heard of, or we didn't realize it was a part of the folk tradition. Now, a lot of you have heard of the group, the Harlem Globetrotters, right? Now, the Harlem Globetrotters, they had a mascot by the name of Brother Bones. Have you guys ever heard of him? Okay, got a couple of fans of Brother Bones. Now, he played an instrument called the bones. So these are bones here. These are cow short rib bones here, and then cow shin bones here. And when held between the fingers like so, like this here, and you hold one down tight, and the other one hangs loose, when you move your wrist, you get a click sound that way, and then you can get a click sound that way. And when you do it with 2 hands, it does that, and when you put a little swinging into it, you can do a little bit of that. Now, one of the first people I got to work with extensively when I moved to North Carolina was an elder black fiddler by the name of Joe Thompson. Oh, there's some fans of Joe Thompson. Now here in the, that's all right. It's good that there's a couple of fans. You know, look him up if you need to figure out a little bit more about him. You know, he got honored here actually out in Bethesda. Technically, he was a National Heritage Fellow, and I was able to be there for that, and that was really a wonderful thing. He lived to be 93 years old, passed away in February of 2012, so just a few years back. And this is one of the songs I kept in my own repertoire that I learned from him. You know, Reen and Justin and I, after we started Carolina Chocolate Drops in tribute to Joe, and we would go down to his house on Thursday nights, and we would just play the old time numbers. We'd sit down with him for about 2.5 hours every Thursday and just learn his family's music and hear some of the stories that he used to tell. And this is one of them, one of the songs. Well, this one's kind of self-explanatory, I guess. This is one called Old Cindy Gal. And so it's Old Cindy Gal, where did you stay last night? Old Cindy Gal, I know where you been, you done crossed the river last night. Are you catching on here? So here's a little bit of this number here. Now I learned this on fiddle and banjo, and actually I'll give a shout out to another person who grew up in Silver Spring, Mike Seeger, who I got to spend a lot of time with as well. And so this crazy arrangement is definitely indebted to Mike.
Oh, Cindy gal, oh, Cindy gal, oh, Cindy gal, where'd you stay last night? Oh, Cindy gal, oh, Cindy gal, oh, Cindy gal, you done crossed the river last night. Oh, Cindy gal, oh, Cindy gal, oh, Cindy gal, now give me a kiss in the morning. Oh, Cindy gal, I sneak up behind you, baby. Kiss without no warning. Walk out. Woo. Thank you so much, sir. Now, folks, since we're in the D.C. area, I want to bring up one of my good friends here to join us on a couple of old-timey numbers. A fellow by the name of Dante Pope. Come on up here, Dante. Dante was playing drums with me for a while, and then he got him a job teaching, you know, and I just couldn't bear to say, no, don't go to school, you know. I just couldn't bear to say that, even though it was just a great pleasure being able to play with him, and it's great that we're able to get together again here. So this first one will be Polly Put The Kettle On. This is one from Sonny Boy Williamson I. This one's also on Prospect Hill. We'll just go and rock into this one. Here we go. 1, 2, hey! going down the road feeling bad, going down the road feeling bad, Lord, I ain't gonna be treated this way.
Now, folks, thank you so much. Thanks for singing as well. This next number. Oh, you got there on the second time. It's all in good fun, folks. Well, this next one here, we're going to slow it down just for a second and do an old number that was recorded by Roy Acuff many years ago, one called Lonesome Old River Blues. I'm moaning low, Lord, I'm blue and so downhearted. That lonesome old river's my home. Going down to the river, honey, don't you weep. Gonna drown my sorrows where it's cold and deep. Lord, I'm blue and so downhearted. That lonesome old river's my home. It makes no difference where I may roam. I'll always love you. Honey, come back home. Lord, I'm blue and so downhearted. That lonesome old river's my home. I gave you diamonds, fine clothes to wear. Took all my money and you don't care. Lord, I'm blue and so downhearted. That lonesome old river's my home. Lord, I'm blue and so downhearted. That lonesome old river's my home. We're going to do just one more here. An a cappella one that been doing this one for a while. We're celebrating Alan Lomax's 100th birthday this year. One of the great things this week, I've been very excited about actually, I'll tell you something funny, folks. Now, there's under each one of these shirts that you might have seen me wear at some point or another, there's always a subconscious message, and I want to just dedicate tonight's performance to a very special man. Boom. That's lead belly. And there's a wonderful box set that Smithsonian Folkways put out this week of Lead Belly, and it's just wonderful that his recorded legacy of folk songs has been shared by so many people. And Alan Lomax, as well as his father John, they were partially responsible for the advocacy to get Lead Belly's music out there. That's one of the things that a lot of people don't tend to think about when it comes to folklore, is that the music's out there. It's always out there. That's the thing, is the folk music never will die. It's always out there. But it's a matter of who is an advocate and who helps get that music out there that really that really, you know, is the catalyst to make it all happen. And it's the Lomaxes. If we didn't have them advocating for the music, we would be in a terrible shape now, you know. And this is one of the songs that Alan recorded many years ago with the Georgia Sea Island Singers, one called Read 'em John. All right, here we go, boys. Let me make sure I got my key here. All right.
John wrote a letter and he laid it on the table. No one can read 'em like old John. Read 'em, let us go. Now read 'em, John. Read 'em. Read 'em, John. Read 'em. Read 'em, John. Read 'em. Oh, read 'em, let us go. Now read 'em, John. Read 'em. Read 'em, John. Read 'em. Read 'em, John. Read 'em. Oh, read 'em, let us go. Now 1 by 1 and 2 by 2 and 3 by 3 and 4 by 4. No one can read 'em like old John. Read 'em, let us go. Now read 'em, John. Read 'em. Read 'em, John. Read 'em. Read 'em, John. Oh, read 'em, let us go. Now read 'em, John. Read 'em. Read 'em, John. Read 'em. Read 'em, John. Read 'em. Oh, read 'em, let us go. And now John wrote a letter and he laid it on the table. No one can read 'em like old John. Read 'em, let us go. Now read 'em, John. Read 'em. Read 'em, John. Read 'em. Read 'em, John. Read 'em. Oh, read 'em, let us go. Now read 'em, Johnny. Read 'em. Read 'em, John. Read 'em. Read 'em, John. Read 'em. Oh, read 'em, let us go. Now 1 by 1 and 2 by 2 and a 3 by 3 and a 4 by 4. No one can read 'em like old John. Read 'em, let us go. Now read 'em, John. Read 'em. And now John. Read 'em. Read 'em, John. Read 'em. Oh, read 'em, let us go. Now read 'em, Johnny. Read 'em. Hey, John. Read 'em. Read 'em, John. Read 'em. Oh, read 'em, let us go. I want to thank Dante for coming up here. He's wonderful, people. Make sure you keep an eye out for his work. He's a wonderful guy, wonderful guy. Now, folks, I'm going to jump into another one of the old folk instruments that I picked up a while ago. I mentioned Mike Seeger a little bit ago, and one of the instruments that Mike got me to start playing was this instrument called the quills. And this is a panpipe like you see all over the world. And, you know, Leadbelly was one of the people that led me to this instrument here, in the way that he was a guy from the border of Louisiana and Texas, and there was another musician that recorded that was from East Texas, a fellow by the name of Henry Thomas. And when I first met Mike, he and I were probably the two guys that were really into Henry Thomas that were out there, and so we really connected over that. And so I'm going to play you just a little bit of Henry Thomas's style. I was just in, it might seem like I'm always all over the place, and that's usually because I am. I was, last year, I traveled about 78,000 miles in my van, and I was, funny enough, I was sitting with my folks in Phoenix during the holidays, and, you know, I was telling them about that, and my dad says, "Didn't you fly to Europe twice too?" And I was like, "Oh man!" So it was about 82,000 miles I traveled advocating for the old-timey music. And it's just been a great honor, you know, as someone who started out as just a fan of folk music, to be able to be a part of the scene and be part of the people who are helping get it out there for new generations. That's a very great honor for me personally as well as professionally. So I've just been really, it's just been a constantly humbling experience. And so, you know, I was in Murfreesboro, Tennessee, which is outside of Nashville, and I went to a place called the Center for Popular Music. And one of the things I got to do there was I was talking with their audio engineer, Martin Fisher, and one of the things he does is he makes cylinder recordings. And so I got to make a cylinder recording of this song here. And, you know, just through the, you know, you could, hearing it back, I did the whole thing. And this is Don Flemons, the American songster. You know, it was the 24th, so on February the 24th, 2015, Murfreesboro, Tennessee, Center for Popular Music. And I played this number here, one called Charmin Betsey. Go a little something like this here. see. Last time I seen Charmin Betsey, she wearing that ball and chain. Yes, I'm going round the mountain, Charmin Betsey, going round the mountain to believe. If I never see her no more, you Lord remember me. If I never see her no more, you Lord remember me. Now Charmin Betsey going on down the line, got a wine glass in her hand, going after her old man. She's all the very words she said. She gon' say, oh my babe, take me back. After the world, Lord, take me back. Sunday morning won't seem wrong. Gonna call me, I'll be gone. She turned around 2 and 3 times, said my baby, take me back, take me back, take me back. Oh my baby, take me back. Oh, make me one pallet on your floor, make me one pallet on your floor. Oh, make a pallet soft and low. Won't you make it so your man will never know? Make it so your man will never know. Make it so your man will never know. Oh, make a pallet soft and low. Won't you make it so your man will never know? Now I'm looking for that bully of the town. I'm looking for that bully of the town. I'm looking for that bully can't be found. I'm looking for that bully, lay me down.
Thank you so much, folks. Well, you know, one of the old time styles that I immersed myself in really early on that I feel like is sorely underrepresented on the radio now is rock and roll. And I mean like rock and roll daddy-o, that sort of rock and roll, not the later stuff. The later stuff's okay, but there's something to be said about you know, things like
I'm gonna tell Aunt Mary about Uncle John. He said he got the misery, but he have a lot of fun. Oh, baby, yeah, baby, woo, baby, have me some fun tonight, yeah.
Whatever that stuff is, you know. But, you know, I used to do, early on, I used to just love the oldies station. 50s and 60s was the main stuff on the oldies station. I find that that's not the case anymore. It's like, not even 70s is even kind of going out, you know, like, it's like 80s and beyond, you know, and see, you know, I'm 32 years old, and I'm starting to, when the oldies are starting to sound like, see, now, you guys know what I'm talking about. I heard you cry loud. And, you know, I'd have to play the guitar like this, though. I heard you cry loud. All the way, you know. But, nevertheless, that leads me into this next number here. This is one here that I wrote a little while ago, an old rock and roll number that I wrote a few years ago. One called I Can't Do It Anymore. Goes a little something like this. One.
Long baby, whoa, baby, baby, I can't do it anymore. You smoked my stuff, drove off in my car, broke my banjo, so I got to play my guitar. Whoa, 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 baby, whoa, baby, whoa, baby, baby, I can't do it anymore. All right. So they don't make it to your job. Whoa, whoa, baby, whoa, baby, whoa, baby, whoa, baby, whoa, baby, I can't do it anymore. Long black hair, dark brown eyes, how did I know you'd be the devil in disguise? Whoa, baby, whoa, baby, whoa, baby, baby, I can't do it anymore. Thank you, folks. Which leads me to another little rock and roll type number, I guess, that I put together a couple years back. This one's a little more bluesy, I guess, but this one's about, it's a little more food-centric, I'll say. If that's a category. But, this is one that I wrote about a place called Prince's Hot Chicken in East Nashville, Tennessee. And now, hot chicken is, it's like a fried chicken dish, but see, the batter is made with cayenne pepper and powder, and so it's hot. But then you roll it in cayenne powder on top of that, and then you choose your desired heat. And I've gotten up to about medium, and that was a bit much for me. I got a good tolerance for spicy food, but a friend of mine, he said that he went down and he went for the challenge and got the extra hot and it was one of those things where, they signed to pull out the waiver and, did the whole thing. But at the same time, he said it was like a psychedelic experience. and his wife, his wife said that she had to drive him home. It was like he was drunk after he had this chicken. But, with all that, I knew I had to write a song about it. And so this is a little number I wrote called Hot Chicken. Rooster run the mother hen, said cock-a-doodle-doo. Mother hen say, darn old fool, my fricassee ain't for you. You ought to get hot chicken. You want to get hot chicken, 'cause if you want hot chicken, East Nashville, Tennessee. Jackrabbit run the Gila Monster, run him a solid mile. Gila Monster turned around and he said, hey bub, this running ain't my kind of style. You want to get hot chicken, don't mistake me for hot chicken. If you want hot chicken, East Nashville, Tennessee. Young man knocked on the window glass, old man give him the eye. He said, boy, you done had your fun with my wife, quit knocking on my blinds. and go and get hot chicken. Don't mistake her for hot chicken, 'cause if you want hot chicken, East Nashville, Tennessee. Oh yeah, yeah! No longer dance. I gotta get hot chicken. Ah man, doctor said get hot chicken. Where am I gonna go? East Nashville, Tennessee. Little frog hopped by my feet, big tear in his eye. He said, I can't believe my own true love told me to hop on by. He said, get hot chicken. I think she suspected hot chicken. Where am I hopping to? East Nashville, Tennessee. Oh, babe, I gotta get hot chicken, hot chicken, hot chicken, hot chicken, hot chicken, hot chicken. Oh, now hot chicken, yeah, hot chicken now. 'Cause you've been listening to WDOM coming at you from East Nashville, Tennessee. We ain't got no chicken, we ain't got no chillins in the pot. All we got here, baby, that's the chicken that's awfully hot. We're down in East Nashville, Tennessee, come and see us sometime. And we sing, we sing, we sing, we sing. I'm gonna get hot chicken, hot chicken, hot chicken, hot chicken, hot chicken, hot chicken. Oh, now hot chicken, yeah, hot chicken. Just the bone.
Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to give these guys a little bit of a break just for a minute here and play a couple of numbers for you solo. Give it up for the trio here. This last week I was at a wonderful conference called the Folk Alliance International Conference, and all right, fan of the Folk Alliance, yeah. And so it's pretty much like it's like an entrepreneurial festival for acoustic and folk musicians, and this year they did a really wonderful job, and well, they honored me everywhere I went in a way that I hadn't really expected. You know, you get into this stuff not expecting awards and things, and it was really something. And so this song here, when I wrote this song, I was trying to get something that was along the lines of like The Last Thing on My Mind by Tom Paxton. I was trying to get that vibe. And so before I did my main showcase, Tom Paxton was right there side stage. And you know, and I'd done a gig with Tom Paxton before, which was, you know, and I tried to let him know, you know, you try to condense like however many years you listen to the person into one moment when you meet him. And, you know, it didn't come across. I was like, Tom Paxton, you're so great. You know? But this time around, you know, I walked up to him and he was like, hey, Dom, it's me, Tom Paxton. You remember me? I was like, Tom, yeah, Tom Paxton, yeah, I remember you. And I got to, you know, I got to tell that from the stage that he inspired this song. This is a song about traveling. It's called Too Long I've Been Gone. Get that low note. Don't need no cup of coffee in the morning. I can get up fine. I can get up fine. Delia is a pretty girl, but she ain't mine. But she ain't mine. Take a little trip to the station. I'm bound to go, I'm bound to go. When I'll see my lover again, I do not know, I do not know. Too long, too long, I've been gone. 4 white walls and a worried mind, that's all I have, that's all, that's all. And when I need someone to talk to, I just say, hello wall. Too long, too long, I've been gone. 4 winds, I've been gone. Well, now, folks, I'll get into some of the more subversive songs I do in my repertoire. All right, this is anyway, that was going to be a real bad joke, but I'm just going to save you guys that one. But this song here is one I learned from the version of the Memphis Jug Band. This is a song called "He's in the Jailhouse Now." And all right, now, and it shows you what a key change can do for a song. You see, I played this one in C, so it's that's the key there. But if you take it down 1/2 step to B, it sounds like, he's in the jailhouse now. He's in the jailhouse now. And then you can yodel to that. You can I-de-yodel-ay, I-de-yodel-ay, you can do that stuff. But up in C, it sounds a little something like this.
Next day at the polls, he voted with heart and soul, but instead of voting once, he voted twice. He's in the jailhouse now. He's in the jailhouse now. Instead of him staying at home, letting all them white folk business alone, he's in the jailhouse now. You remember Henry Crew? He sold that no good brew. He sold it to the police on the beat. Police give him marked money. He's got a ball and chain around his feet. He's in the jailhouse now. He's in the jailhouse now. Now the judge gave him 2 years, and now Henry's shedding tears. He's in the jailhouse now. Now, go ahead, Phil. Yeah? Benny cut him in the face. Ain't that a disgrace? No, he's graveyard bound. He's in the graveyard now. He's in the graveyard now. Now Benny was his friend, but a razor blade let that matter end. He's in the graveyard now. Now Brian Farrow was walking down the street. Little chickie chanced to meet. Went to every cabaret in town. Got lots of liquor. His troubles got him thicker, 'cause he thought he was in it. He was buying a drink a minute. Now Brian's jailhouse bound. He's in the jailhouse now. My baby bailed him out, don't worry. He's in the jailhouse now. it. I'm in the jailhouse now. These next several numbers, I'm gonna take a seat over here because some of these old-timey numbers you got to have all four on the floor to do them right. And now this one here is this is another little subversive number I picked up. This is a now actually tell you what, I'm gonna take this cable out because I won't be needing it on this number. It'll actually be a hindrance. Okay. Now, this was a song I heard. This was a song I heard from another Memphis-based songster from the 20s, a fellow by the name of Jim Jackson. And he's mostly known for a song called Kansas City Blues, which is the I'm Gonna Move to Kansas City. If you're fans of the blues, you'd know that one. That's a pretty standard number. But he did a lot of really interesting songs that were kind of half pop, half minstrel numbers that were also blues numbers all at the same time. And this is one of those songs. And this is one called Bye Policeman. And I'll do some of my guitar tricks here. So I've got to give myself some room. All right, here we go. So here's a little bit of Bye Policeman. I'm going down to my girl's house for a big dance. And after the dance, we's gonna have us a big crap game, and folks, I'm gonna tell you all about it. You folks ready to hit? Yeah! I can't hear you. Ready to hit? Yeah! All right. Now, place thing, honey, is the bumper shade. Turn it right around and go the other way. Out to the Wilds Fair. Think she's very hot. She put her hand on her head, let her mind roll on. Get way back, look at the stars. Oh, she dancing nicely and politely. Means that's the possum la. Now the possum la was a dance of the 1890s. But we're gonna go down to the crap game now. We're gonna break it down. Me and some old boys got in the big crap game right out in front of my door. Long come a policeman, stop the game there, boys. Says, I'm gonna get you a show. So we started a game that very next day out in the same old place. Long come a policeman who run us away. Lord, I'm picking him up, laying him down, turning in and turning round. Bye, Mr. Officer. Yes, I'm picking him up, laying him down, turning in and turning round. Policeman, bye-bye. He says, stop there, boy, I'm the law, I command you. I said, ain't thinking about that law you trying to hand me. Lord, I'm picking him up, laying him down, turning in and turning round. Policeman, bye-bye. And I ran off on him like this. laying them down, turning in and turning around. Bye, bye, Mr. Officer. Yes, sir, picking them up, laying them down, turning in and turning around. Policeman, bye, bye. He says, stop there, boy, I'm the law and I'll shoot to kill. I turn around and I yell at him, I say, reckon you will. Lord, I'm picking them up, laying them down, turning in and turning around. Policeman, bye-bye, bye-bye.
Now that's enough of the subversive type numbers for now. We'll take it back to some of the good old time stuff now. This is actually one that I'm from Phoenix, Arizona originally, but one of my big love in folk music grew when I moved to North Carolina, and I lived in a town called Chapel Hill. All right, fans of Chapel Hill. And one of the people that got me very interested in North Carolina string band music was a woman who made recordings many years ago who lived here in D.C. as well, a woman by the name of Elizabeth Cotton. And that's too few people to know who that is. And I'm going to play one of her numbers here. This is a song that I heard from her recordings made by Mike Seeger. And this is a little piece that she said she wrote when she was a little girl. And there was an old woman that lived in her neighborhood, and this old woman would make up lies about her to get her in trouble. And so she said she started playing this little song here called "Oh Babe, It Ain't No Lie." And this has been just a favorite of mine. This is one of the songs I learned to finger pick off of. Save all my money rather extreme with the old-timey guitar picking. I'm gonna play you a special tuning that I made up for this next song. Now, there was a great album that came out. Well, actually, a big compilation called the Anthology of American Folk Music. It was edited by a fellow by the name of Harry Smith, who was sort of kind of a mystic sage, I guess, if you will, in New York City. You can look him up. It's a very interesting fellow. But nevertheless, he had all these old 78s because the story is that he used to work in an Air Force base, and he was a really short guy. So what he would do, and he would fix the planes while they were flying, and so he could fit into the little compartments in the back, and he could fix the planes. So that was what he did. He also was an ethnomusicologist and did a lot of recordings with a bunch of Native American cultures, and did a bunch of peyote ceremonies and things like that. I mean, again, the guy's very interesting. But nevertheless, he had all these 78s he was trying to get rid of, so he sold them all to Moses Ash of Folkways Records, and now Smithsonian Folkways. And so, Ash didn't know what to do with these records, so he said, make a compilation and do something with them. And so basically, he took the elements, so he made an earth, fire, and water compilations, and then later they came out with the fourth one, which is air, the four elements. And on the last disc of this particular set, there's this really great recording called James Alley Blues that was recorded by a fellow by the name of Richard Rabbit Brown. And I just got obsessed with this song, but I couldn't figure out how the guy was playing it, because it was just had this really crazy sound to it. I don't know. So as I started going along, playing a lot of old-time banjo, I started applying that to my guitar playing. And so this is a tuning that came out of a bunch of old-time banjo, aesthetics and country blues aesthetics coming together in an experimental style. But anyway, this has one of the best blues lyrics I've ever heard, so that's why I'm going to play it for you now. This is James Alley Blues. And this is one that has a tear and a smile at the same time.
Old times ain't now nothing like they used to be. Old times ain't now nothing like they used to be. Now tell the truth, oh, take it from me. I done seen better days, but I ain't putting up with these. I done seen better days, I ain't putting up with these. I'll have a much better time if these girls weren't so hard to please. Cause I was born in the country, thinks I'm easy to rule. Cause I was born in the country, she thinks I'm easy to rule. She wanna hitch me to a wagon, she wanna drive me like a mule. Though I bought the groceries and I paid the rent, though I bought all the groceries and I paid the rent, try to make me wash her clothes, but I've got good common sense. Says if you don't want me, why don't you tell me so? Says if you don't want me, why don't you tell me so? Cause it ain't like a man ain't got nowhere to go. Says you want me to love you and you treat me mean. How do you want me to love you? You keep on treating me mean. You're my daily thought and my nightly dream. Been give you sugar for sugar, let you get salt for salt. Didn't give you sugar for sugar, let you get salt for salt. And if you can't get along with me, then it's your own fault. Sometimes I think you're too sweet to die. Sometimes I think you're too sweet to die. And other times I think you ought to be buried alive.
I'm gonna get these boys coming back to work here, and while I pull out another instrument that you haven't seen yet, this one's I like to save this one to the end because once this one brings its own carnival along with it once it comes out of the case. Now, this is this is my good friend Big Head Joe, and I picked this banjo up just well, it's been about a year now and some change, and this is a custom-made 6-string banjo from the early 1920s. It was made in Philadelphia. I don't know exactly where it came from, whence it came, but this is the biggest 6-string banjo in existence right here. And thank you. And this is kind of the, you know, I will say though that, you know, for the ridiculousness of the size of this banjo, I do have to play a song that is equally ridiculous. I hope you would agree with that. And I'll play in a number here that was written by the great Thomas A. Dorsey under the guise of Georgia Tom Dorsey, and he wrote it with Tampa Red, another great blues singer. And this is a style of music called hokum. Now, hokum music means that sometimes one thing means one thing, and other times that same thing you mentioned might mean something else. Sometimes it means something else after that. And, but anyway, you'll get the idea as we go on into this one. But this is a song called But They Got It Fixed. Right on. All right, boys, let's see if we can get it. 1, 2.
She liked him. Both down in a country bar, but they didn't get home until after dark. But they got it fixed, ain't no doubt. Nobody know what the song's about. Too bad that the news got out, but they got it fixed right on. There's one thing when you go to eat, bread's no good without the meat. Called my gal to the store one day, and I found her giving her bread away. But they got it fixed, ain't no doubt. Nobody know what the song's about. Too bad that the news got out, but they got it fixed right on. A man with a peg leg and a gal named Sue broke his peg leg half in two. The only way that they could fix the leg was to get this gal to take a hold of the peg. But they got it fixed, ain't no doubt. Nobody know what the song's about. Too bad that the news got out, but they got it fixed right on. Knocked on the front door, run to the rear. Called up the copper to the very next day. Somebody had took the back door away. But they got it fixed, ain't no doubt. Nobody know what the song's about. Too bad that the news got out, but they got it fixed right on. Go ahead, Mike. Yeah! Oh, give it up for the tree. Oh man, you guys sound so good. Get it again, get it again. Now a gal walked into the bakery shop, selling donuts and lollipops. Preacher come in for to save a soul, and she asked him to fix her jelly roll. But they got it fixed, ain't no doubt. Nobody know what the song's about. Too bad that the news got out, but they got it fixed right on. Another gal walked into the butcher shop, grabbed the butcher's big ham hock. Butcher knocked her right off her feet. She missed his bone, but she got his meat. But they got it fixed, ain't no doubt. Nobody know what the song's about. Too bad that the news got out, but I got one more for you folks. Now the monkey and the polecat made a deal to discuss the subject of sex appeal. Skunk won the argument, right or wrong, that the sex appeal was much too strong. Got it fixed, ain't no doubt. Nobody know what the song's about. Too bad that the news got out, but they got it fixed right on. Scoot-a-doo-dee-ball, ski-buddy, ski-board-lo, ski-do-bitty, ski-board-lo, ski-board-lo, scoot-a-dee-dee-lo, ba-doo-da-dum-dum, billy-bom, 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 ski-bom, diddle-a-dee-bom, the diddle-o, the ski-bom, bop, the doodle-a-dum, but they got it fixed right on.
Thank you so much, folks. I'm gonna hit a banjo breakdown real quick. Now we got time for just a couple more for you this evening. Oh well, thank you so much, folks. You having a good time so far? I'm so glad. It's just been just a wonderful to play for you guys this evening. You guys have been a wonderful audience. And well, I'm going to go into an old-time breakdown. Now, this is one that was recorded for Fisk University by John Work III, great ethnomusicologist. He was actually a third-generation black ethnomusicologist. His father had helped revive the Fisk Jubilee Singers. John Work II. But John Work III, one of the things that was very distinctive in his particular ethnomusicology was that the music of rural secular musicians was a part of his study, which is a very rare thing in any ethnomusicology. String band music and whatnot, usually the blues and jazz, the spirituals, the work songs, the field hollers, those were the main things that people documented back then. And that was something that was unique, was that he recorded some wonderful secular musicians, including two guys, Nathan Frazier and Frank Patterson. Yeah. And oh yeah, dude, see that's from the banjo player. I know that's a banjo player over there. But I'm gonna do one of the numbers that they recorded way back then. One called "Po Black Sheep." Go a little something like this. Old lammy, po black sheep ain't got no mammy. Daytime since nighttime's mine. Lord have mercy. sir. Banjo, can you say your name? What are you gonna say? Go around. I see a lot of pretty girls hanging around you. Who you got with you? Yeah? She's a nice girl. Ridden a boat in years. Now dance, open dance, dance, open dance, dance all night till broad daylight. Go home with the gal in the morning. Oh, dancing. Now, folks, me and the boys, we got time for just one last one for you this evening. Bless your heart. And now, but I will tell you that, you know, if you're finding that you just can't get enough and you need to hear another song by request, there's CDs on the table. Not just CDs. Now, I will tell you, if you're like me and you got novelty eyes, I got LPs too. And you can see those easier. You can see the covers and everything. It's not a lot nicer. It comes with a CD inside of it, you know. I also work with a great non-profit organization called Music Maker Relief Foundation, and I'm the Music Maker. I got some pamphlets about the organization. It's a non-profit that helps out traditional Southern blues artists, and you should check them out. And there's a great picture book I got. They're celebrating their 21st anniversary this year. Last year was their 20th, so they put out a great book of photographs of artists over the years. And got T-shirts. I have the strangest adventures sometimes, folks. I got to know R. Crumb several years ago. Oh. Everybody's America's favorite underground comic book artist. And I got a T-shirt with a little, version of me in R. Crumb form, so you can check that out. I'm trying to think of what else I got over there. I got like mittens. Sorry, that's a lie, folks. But don't worry, I'm going to have them on the table soon enough. But anyway, this last song we're going to play for you is the first song that starts off the new record, Prospect Hill. This is a piece here that I wrote in tribute to the old-time jazz that I love so well. And this is a song called Till the Seas Run Dry. You guys ready? Yeah. All right. You folks ready?
Yeah!
Well, it's time for one last one here. Thank you again for having us. I got one I'll do on my own, and then I'll bring the trio out to do one. Now, I got two a cappella ballads. I got one that's a child. First thing the guy says, murder. You know? Like, murder, yeah. You know? No. Well, I guess, You know, anyway, reputation gets murdered in both of them. But so I got an old cowboy song, or I got an old Elizabethan ballad. I got both of them.
Oh, cowboy!
All right, hold on. Let me get the lights here. You know, let's get democratic here. We are near our nation's capital, after all. Okay, so now
ain't nothing gonna get done.
Now, that's part of the beauty of advocacy for folk music, because you know when things get rough politically, folk music's there to save the day.
Yeah.
Now, let me see, hands for the cowboy song. Nice. And for the Elizabethan ballad, the child ballad. Oh, gosh. That's really close. All right.
Do them both.
Oh, okay, fine. I'll do it. Okay, we'll do them both. They're very cool. Now, the first one is an old one called "The Devil and the Farmer's Wife." Now, this is a little silly number here, and I'm going to sing it the old-timey way without too much embellishment. Goes a little something like this here. And you can sing along if you want. The call line is fa diddle-I diddle-I fa diddle-I diddle-I day. Let's try that. Fa diddle-I diddle-I fa diddle-I diddle-I day. You'll catch how it goes as we go. There was an old man at the foot of the hill. If he ain't moved away, he's living there still, singing fa diddle-I diddle-I fa diddle-I diddle-I day. He hitched up his hog and he rode on the plow. How he got around, we'll never know how, singing fa diddle-I diddle-I fa diddle-I diddle-I day. Old devil come to him in the field one day, saying, one of your family I'm going to take away, singing fa diddle-I diddle-I fa diddle-I diddle-I day. And it's not your children that I crave, it's your nagging wife which I wish to have, singing fa diddle-I diddle-I fa diddle-I diddle-I day. Take her off with the joy of my heart, and I hope by God you never part, singing fa diddle-I diddle-I fa diddle-I diddle-I day. Old devil got the lady all in his sack, he went down the road just clickety-clack, singing fa diddle-I diddle-I fa diddle-I diddle-I day. Then he got to the gates of hell, saying, come with us, we'll scorch you well, singing fa diddle-I diddle-I fa diddle-I diddle-I day. There come a little devil just carrying a chain, she picked up her foot and she kicked out his brain, singing fa diddle-I diddle-I fa diddle-I diddle-I day. There come another devil just skating on the wall, saying, take her back, Daddy, she's murdering us all, singing fa diddle-I diddle-I fa diddle-I diddle-I day. Now the old man peeped right through the cracks as he saw the old devil just wagging her back, singing fa diddle-I diddle-I fa diddle-I diddle-I day. The devil got to a fork in the road, saying, old lady, you're a hell of a load, singing fa diddle-I diddle-I fa diddle-I diddle-I day. Now the old man took sick in the bed, she up and put a butter stick right on his head, singing fa diddle-I diddle-I fa diddle-I diddle-I day. Then she ran west on over the hill, saying, if the devil won't have me, I don't know who will, singing fa diddle-I diddle-I fa diddle-I diddle-I day. Now you seen what a woman can do, she can outdo the devil and the old man too, singing fa diddle-I diddle-I fa diddle-I diddle-I day. Now the women got advantage over the men, they can go down to hell and come back again, singing fa diddle-I diddle-I fa diddle-I diddle-I day. That's it. Then a little bit of the cowboy ballad. This is one here called Arkansas, the state of Arkansas. Let's see now. Albert, turn around. Pack your trunk and go. Yes, he came back home last night. My wife said, honey, I'm done with beans. I'm going to passenger train.
Oh, my little honey, don't you make me go. I'll get a job if you allow me show. Now she gone and said this. Oh, crap shooters, I will shun. Go on, baby, and let me rest. Now he says, when you got a chicken, all I want is the bone. When you got a beer, I'll be satisfied with phone. I work both night and day. I'll be careful what I say. Honey, what? Please, let me bring my clothes back home. Down the track this morning she did stroll. With an accident, her foot got caught in a hole. So she goes on and says this. I'm going to tell you the truth. A natural loving cold man wasted my precious time. The rail track he run. I'm gonna buy them all cigarettes. I get a pack of when I can, 'cause matches and travels are heavy on a man. Now I am the rambling, gambling man. I've gambled through many towns. I've rambled this wide world over. I've rambled and rambled around. I've had my ups and downs in life, and bitter times I saw. But I never knew what bitterness was till I left old Arkansas. I started out one morning to meet that early train. A man, he said, you better wake with me, I have some land to drain. I give you 15 cents a day, your washing clothes and I swear you'll be a different man in the state of old Arkansas. So I worked 6 months for the rascal. Joe Heron was his name. He fed me old corn dodger, it was hard as any rock. Now my tooth was all broke loose, and then my teeth they began to fall out. That was the kind of ash cake they had in the state of old Arkansas. Traveling man, I traveled all around this world. Traveling man, I travel every land and land. Traveling man, I traveled all around this world. 'Cause there ain't no use in starting no news, 'cause I'm traveling man. Thank you, folks. I'm going to bring the trio out and we're going to do just one last one for you. Well, thank you once again, folks, and it's just been a pleasure to be here at Artsphere. Just want to give a little shout out to Nora, who's helped us out. Also Julius, who did the lights this evening. And the other Dom, who's been on the sound tonight. So Dom and Dom has been working in Dolby back and forth through this whole concert. So it's been a beautiful thing. But kind of in an Alpha and Omega style, I'm going to play an old Papa Charlie Jackson number to end this one off this evening. Just a little sweet number here called Baby Please Loan Me Your Heart. Pardon me, lady. I got something I want you to loan me. Ain't gonna be no Cadillac. Ain't gonna be no Lincoln. Ain't gonna be a little Fiat. Ain't gonna be no Element. I love how you shake that Scion. I ain't gonna ask you for your money. Because you know I ain't going to ask you to be my honey. Now everybody's wondering what it is I'm going to ask you to loan me. And I'm going to tell you all about it. Yes, I will. Loan me your heart. Now baby, please loan me your heart. I'll pay you back when times get hard. You know, baby, you know it's true. I don't love no one but you. I got to ask you just before we do. That is to loan me your heart. Now, baby, please loan me your heart. I'll never see the day. You and I will never be apart. Now, baby, got to ask you just before we start. All I want you to do is to loan me your heart. Loan me your heart. Baby, please loan me your heart. Ski-bop-dee-dee-bop-dee, squad-a-lee-da-bop-a-dee-bop-dee, ba-ba-da-da, squad-beep-ba-dee-dee-bop-dee. Ooh, very, 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 Scott-dee-dee, just before you. Scott-bop-a-dee-bop-dee, squad-a-la-da-da-da-da-da, squad-ba-da-dee, squad-ba-dee-ba-lo-ba-dee-bop-dee, beat-up-a-dee-bop, the ski-bop-dee. Ooh, baby, yeah, 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 yeah. Loan me your heart. Ooh, loan me your heart. You got to loan me your heart. Now, baby, please loan me your heart. I'll pay you back when times get hard. You know, baby, you know it's true. I don't love no one but you. I got to ask it just before we do. That is to loan me your heart. Now, baby, please loan me your heart. Now, folks, it's just been a great pleasure. Thank you again for having me. All I want you to do is to loan me your heart. Loan me your heart. Baby, please loan me your heart.